Just put it in. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. How are you this afternoon? And welcome once again to the show. It's a Tenny Live show coming to you live from the studios of Flex Television in the Montego Bay studio here in Jamaica. Just want to say, always a privilege to be speaking with you from wherever you are across the diaspora and across the world. And I know you have a choice in listenership, so I am always pleased and privileged when you choose to listen to me and to my show and to my program. I do not pretend to be the repository of information by any means, but I'll try my best to see how I'll be able to share some stuff with you and to, invite your response. Just send us an email or a WhatsApp message to tennymillerlive@gmail.com. I'll be more than happy to respond to you either in real time or after time. All right. So how are you? How are you? What's going on in your neck of the woods? There are quite a number of things on the agenda for today, but I just want to know, normally we don't do shout outs, but when we do shout outs, there are a couple of people I have to do some shout outs today or they will divorce me. All my friends from the UA Alumni Association out in South Florida and beyond, blessings, enough respect, and of course we'll be talking sometime in the coming week because there are a couple of things that I know the alumni is doing and we want to be able to get the word out there so that we can share it with the rest of everybody else. Our Consul General in Florida, he has been doing a tremendous job. I mean, we quarrel all the time, but that's all right, fine. But you have to give credit where credit is due, and he's a worker and he has been doing his best and he has been working with the community, and what can I tell you? Oliver is Oliver. I can call him Oliver, although he's a Consul General. We have that level of relationship and respect for each other. And somebody I have a lot of regard for, and I just want to commend him on the work that he's doing and the kind of tour that he has been doing on his duty. And I hope his tour is not necessarily going to be up too soon. But then, what can I tell you? Life goes on. So, enough respect to Consul General Oliver Muir. Miss Dawn Smichael. Dawn is a writer, a Jamaican woman who was in the constabulary force, and she has had quite a number of challenges, but she's a worker, and she's a caring person, and somebody who really is always reaching out and listening out and tuning into other people's concern and expressing her care, showing her care and expressing her concern for people, and going beyond duty to help somebody, even when she doesn't get any help from some people and from other people. But then it's not about what you get, it's what you give, eh? Of course, I have to say hello to one of my grandsons. No, I have about 50 grandpicnic, you have to forgive me. My grandson, Akil, and his father, Patrick Lewin, out there in Florida. Akil, enough respect. And thank you so much, my grandson. You've been doing a tremendous job. And Mommy said to tell you enough respect and thank you. When I say no to your papa, I'm too ugly. Of course, to my other grandchildren, and I have a great grand after show off. She's 2 going on 22, and she's fabulous child. Yeah. Do not ask me my age. I know I look 35, but that's okay. It's my great granddaughter, and my engineer is looking at me when I say I'm 35. I'll kill him. You know that, yes, fine. But anyway, good afternoon, and to all my children, my daughters out there, my granddaughters, and my great-grandchildren, especially my granddaughters, and my grandson on the way. Him no reach it, but him telescoping now. Every time I see the mummy belly, I see him foot, I'm going to be a baller, So let's see him get ready for beer. The next Pele. Coming on the rate nobody else over Pele, despite anything else I'm saying. But all right, and to all my grandchildren, and to my lovely wife who she has just brightened up my life over the last couple of days. And, I was here dull and down, and she just said, okay, she's coming to spend the time with me. So I'm privileged for that. And all the other persons whose shoulders I'm standing on to bring this program today, I just want to say thank you for you and for being you and so on. Now, there are a couple of things that is on the agenda, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to speak to a distinguished Jamaican this afternoon here, a very bright Jamaican woman, very talented, very sharp and informed lady, so that she can help me to unpack some things. because there are some things going on. I don't know if something's in the water or in the woodwork or in the atmosphere, but somehow our people seem to have beginning to lose their way. I want to start off this afternoon with as we try to break down and put whole things in perspective this afternoon. I want to start today with looking at what again is facing difficult discussions around. Well, the discussions we're going to have today is around violence, public trust, rising cost of living, music, culture, and social pressure. Now, there's been an outrage in Granville. Granville, just outside of Montego Bay, one of the early free villages after slavery. And Granville has been doing their own. And Granville, for the last year or more, have not had any serious crime in there committed by a Granvillian, for want of a better term. But there have been things committed to people out of Granville, in Granville, or near to Granville over time. Now, there has been an outrage. There was a fatal shooting of a 17-year-old Hart NTA student. A growing frustration over the skyrocketing. There are growing frustration over skyrocketing party prices, by the way. And of course, and there's a controversy surrounding the Hilangoli rhythm, the Jamaican cultural heritage rhythm, and things happening to it. Fine? So we just want to mention that those are some of the things we're going to be looking at today. So there are a couple of things that we have to unpack, but we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back from the break, then we're going to really just start to speak to some of these things and hope that you'll help me to dissect them. Stick and stay, don't worry. This is Tenny. I'm coming to you live from the studios of Flex TV here in Montego Bay. Soon come. Welcome back. Now, as I mentioned, one of the biggest stories are coming out of Western Jamaica, and it is very heart-paining and heart-wrenching, and a lot of people are really up in arms about this, and we're hoping that there's going to be some serious action taken so that people can get justice. There has been a fatal shooting of the 17-year-old RTNTA student, Tajay Edwards, in the Granville, St. James area. The teenager was reportedly shot and killed by members of the security forces in the early hours of Mother's Day morning while returning from a dance, a party that himself and some other members of his community went to in the community. Eyewitnesses, it's alleged that eyewitnesses have claimed that Tajay had his hands raised and was pleading not to shoot. Do not shoot me. Beg your officer not shoot me. Before gunfire was erupted and people hear it in the community. A young woman who was reportedly with him gave some evidence saying that the police instructed her, and I want you to listen to this, the police instructed her to leave the area moments before several explosions were heard. Residents alleged that when she looked back, the teenager was lying was lying on the ground after being shot. Police have since stated that a firearm was recovered from the deceased. But the incident has triggered widespread anger, grief, and fear throughout the community. Take a look.
All right. TJ Edwards. How old was he?
He was just 17.
17.
Yeah.
You were there with him this morning?
Yeah, we were coming from a party this morning. When the incident actually took place, we were coming from a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. So what happened?
Well, alright, let me tell you what happened. After when me see out of my two yard. When me see police then pull up on him, me reach over my yard, my cousin turn to me and say, see police have Tiboti road. They me run go back out there. When me go back out there, me say, bro, what happened, bro? What happened? You can't talk to me. The police just step and go suck him, go over there, dirty girl, go suck him. You want me shoot you or you want me shoot him? Which one of them you want me shoot? Mr. Officer, do not kill no now. We just let him go. You know, our party we have come from, we don't do nothing. Please, I beg him, please, no kill him. He must say, if you go over me yard, if you go over me yard. Me I go turn my back now, because they say if me no go over then go shoot him. So me I walk, me turn me back and say me I go over slowly. As me just step off, not even 1 minute. Me just see them easy him off, because me I look behind me while me I walk off. Me just see them push him off and give him 3 9 chest. After they give me 3 9 chest, he take out another gun and bust 5 shots in the ear and 1 in one car glass. The officer. That's what me see out of my 2 eye.
So what did they do with that gun?
What? Me tell us me run.
Okay.
Cause me think them a go shoot.
Okay.
So when me go when he dead no one them bust 5 shot them a say, cause you can't look at me fine. Me say me no want to see it, cause you show me all along. Me say me no want to see it. Then call one old lady, for old lady come witness the gun. When the old lady go, he said the gun in her waist. Which one they see a baggy fine gun in her? Me no see no gun, me never come from part. Me not swear for him. Me no see no gun, he no have no gun. And then put gun on him.
Yeah, that bag on his shoulder.
Yes. Everybody a party we come from, everybody go walk with them bag. We have a fashion.
You don't think gun was in that bag?
Me no gun not in the bag, officer. And they light, we are what? They light.
Okay.
They light.
Okay. Tell me something. You think every gonna get any justice in the come?
No by Andrew Wallace under we government. No Andrew Wallace with the government, we not get no justice. We need for your tell us a shootout. We tired of here say a shootout. We don't want here say no shootout because the police now dead. That we don't talk now.
In the come supposed to be a investigating arm.
Where in the come go to see mother?
And mother's here.
Good question.
Where in the come go to see mother? Then can bring back in life? In son life after the knee so. I beg the officer do not kill the woman pick me. When I beg him, and you still killing woman pick me. Where in the come go to see mother now? What then go do? Come talk with comfort words.
Residents, as you hear, are demanding answers and calling for an immediate independent investigation by Indicom, if Indicom can do anything. Now, as you hear it in the story, fine, this is what an eyewitness said. That's her account of, what is alleged that she saw and she had experienced at that time in the morning. I find it strange that at that early hour of the morning, having a young man coming from a party with others and being stopped by the police, that young man would have to have a mental state to be in a mental state of derangement to have wanted to challenge the police. Whether or not he had a gun, I don't know, I wasn't there. It's alleged that the police found a gun because as the girl reported that he had the gun in his bag in one statement, and one other talk is that he had a gun in his waist. Either way, would that be cause and reason for you to shoot the man? An innocent young 17-year-old boy. If the man had a gun, and I'm sure it's not one police there's several policemen. So there's something wrong if he was going to be that stupid to engage the police in a shootout at that time of the morning early. And why would he want to do that? It's not that he was being chased or cornered somewhere, and therefore then this thing happened and, shots fired. The police, and then if there's an altercation with the woman, or as we see in the video, there was no reason for any excitement of the sort to have required the policeman to be firing a shot, but yet still he was allegedly seemed to be chasing her from the scene in order to be able to commit whatever, or to be able to do whatever seemed to have appeared to be done. We don't know. I wasn't there. But the eyewitness account gives us some kind of a picture as to what could have taken place. Let us hope that Indicom really does a proper and thorough investigation. Because what has made the situation even more, troubling for many people is that official statistics reportedly show that major reduction in murders and violent crime within the Granville Police Division this year was not evident. There is a reduction in major murder and other crimes in the Granville area. Yet, despite that decline, several people have reportedly died during the security operation since the start of 2026. And that has intensified questions surrounding police operations, proportional use of force, and of course, accountability. Civil society groups and committee members are now calling for mandatory body camera during the operation of the police, the members of the security forces while they are on operation. People are calling for strong independent oversight, greater transparency from the law enforcement, and more emphasis on community-based policing. The police cannot expect the community to work with them, to support them. If the police is going to take this kind of approach, if what seemed to be coming out of this here, or what is being alleged here, is really in truth factual, that means that there are some people who are trigger-happy murderers in the police force. If it is so, and why would you want to know murder an innocent 17-year-old young man? The circumstances are questionable. The situation is not quite clear. And what seemed to alleged to have happened, if it is so, we hope that Senior Superintendent Samuels will make sure that whoever the officer or officers responsible, because it can't be one man who might be responsible, because it means he was aided and abetted by the other officers who were there with him. So we hope that those officers, both the one who pulled the trigger and the others who are part of that team, are taking off frontline duty, and the matter is being investigated and, in a very swift and detailed and effective way. And I hope that there is communication between the police communication department and the community, so that we prevent any continuity of possible hostility or the infestation of any kind of anger or any kind of acrimony that will cause serious relationship with the police and the community, when things seem to have started to happen in a very peaceful and cordial way with the citizens and the police over the last year or so. For this now to happen, if it is not dealt with swiftly, if it is not detailed in terms of getting the facts out and getting the truth and giving the people justice in a very, very swift but very honest and upfront and detailed way, what is likely to happen after that? Because one of the things that we do not want to see happen is people taking things into their own hands or taking the law into their own hands. We can't afford that. We don't want to see that. But if we have some bad eggs in the police force, if we have some bad eggs in the police force, then we have to clean them out. we have to wipe them out. Because people are aware now that when you get surrounded by policemen, you not draw a gun in a daylight on the street. If you try to defend yourself for what? And why would you want to do that? Are you a known criminal that you're going to try to get away from police? And how stupid are you to be cornered by policemen after you're a part of a group of 3 or 4, you're coming from a party, and you're cornered by policemen, and you alone know what's going to draw a gun from police in the absence of the people that you're walking with, so that you're not a fool? If I saw it go. If I saw it go. It's unfortunate. It is sad. Talking about community-based policing and all that's kind of a nice things. The questions that are coming is proportional use of force and accountability on the part of the police. And I hope civil society don't sit down and just mention and leave it alone, but the matter is really seriously and actively pursued. And the persons in the community, not to get violent, not to get in a confrontation with the police, because you just only exacerbate a situation like that. But we hope that the matter is going to be really pursued seriously, with great amount of professionalism, honesty, and the people are given the facts, interface with the community, do their investigation in a very detailed and proper and professional way, and let us make sure that the justice is prevailed. The idea, coming back to body camera, has got to be something that must be implemented. You don't buy these cameras and you have them there like they're toys. And then the police get into this gymnastic explanation about, oh, this did happen, or in order fixed right, or the camera they broke down or something. And you get a myriad of excuses, and there are some serious things that take place, and then all you get are excuses about the body camera. Then why did we spend so much money, taxpayers' money, to buy them? It is alleged, and I don't know how factual this is, but I do not want to think that there's any fact surrounding it. I don't want to feel that way. But it is being rumored in other places that maybe the present minister, who is responsible for them, might not all that be in romance with the idea of using cameras. Well, I don't believe so. People will spread things and rumors, whether it's from one political side or the other, or just people who just not like police. Because I don't want to feel that minister that I know, who is working night and day to try to deal with the crime situation, would want to see things degenerate into decadence. And for police who are criminals get away with blind murder. Those things, I don't think that the minister would want to support that. So I don't want to think so. But the idea of transparency on the part of law enforcement must be something that we pursue, and we have to agitate for it seriously. We must have transparency. And INDECOM must carry out them duty in as detailed and professional way as is possible, but make sure that the community people get a clear sense of what happened and get a clear sense of it. And there are people who see, and those persons who see, I hope INDECOM, if they have to, provide them with a level of protection, because if a policeman know that 2 or 3 people saw or didn't see what the policeman said that them did say, but they saw otherwise, and that policeman is walking up and down on the road same way, who to tell that policeman not gonna find a way for if him figure say him is guilty, and those people can prove that him is guilty, that him not going to want to extend him cruelty and him wickedness further. So how do we protect those persons who see what the policeman never want them to say, or say otherwise than what the policeman is saying? It's just like if there's a criminal who commit a crime and him say, well, you know, somebody see him and somebody say, yes, them did say. And if it is crucial, then it's important that these people get some kind of protection. But we see, we're going to go to a break. When we come back from the break, we're going to be looking at some other aspects of what's taking place in the communities, in the landscape. When we come back, this is Tenny Miller, live here in the studios of Flex TV. Soon come.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one goal to serve you better. Are you confident that you are the legal owner of your property? Take action to secure your property ownership. Get a registered certificate of title and become the legal owner of your property. To register your property and obtain a certificate of title, you will need to provide a tax registration number (TRN), a valid government-issued identification, a survey diagram, documentation to prove ownership, up-to-date property tax certificate, the names, addresses, and occupations of 2 neighbors over the age of 50 who are not family members and can give a declaration on your behalf. Proof that you have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of the property for 12 years or more. For further information on registering your property and obtaining a certificate of title, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us at WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency, one goal to serve you better.
Ilangole Rido. Ilangole. That's a song where, as a boy, I remember learning to dance the quadrille. And one of the rhythms that was played by what the gentleman name know? Mr. Leonard. And my father, because my father was a serious quadrille dancer. And they were able to use the different folk songs like Ilangole Rido as part of the music that accompanies one or two of the different figures in the quadrille. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's a fourth figure, which carries a little bit of a sway and swing, and you was able to do something both in the camp style quadrille, because the ballroom quadrille had a little bit more formality to it. But in the camp style quadrille, you know, you broke and carry on and you're nice of yourself, because it is a mentor rhythm. And you know, mentor is part of that original music that our people are accustomed to playing, you know. And the Ilangoli rhythm is also used by people in school, children in schools, to do maypole dance and other kind of a folk dance. Because I remember there was one time then we had this North American music that they were playing out from somewhere in England on that time you had the little, what you call a record changer that you had at school. And they were playing square dance. And one teacher by the name of Mrs. Irving from Spanish Town, I remember at Crescent School, Mrs. Irving heard the thing play. Mrs. Irving said, no, 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 no. Let the children play what they play in the ring games outside. They play or use that music for them to learn to dance to. She was totally against this European style stuff, and not in her school. She never had it. And Miss Lawrence, who was another serious teacher, Mrs. Lawrence, bless her soul, brilliant woman. She was very good at math, and she was a person who carried the common entrance group. But then she was, once the cultural thing is going on and the dance and stuff is going on, Miss Lawrence would stand up there, you see her jigging her foot and carrying on. Because at that time as a boy, and that was a little while now, Miss Lawrence would tell you that she as a girl used to participate in folk dances and stuff while she was a kid going to school. And it is something that she still encouraged. And at that time, I've been talking about well over 70 odd years ago or 60 odd years ago. But I have had the pleasure and privilege of working with Jamaica's icon of culture, Louis Bennett, the Honorable Louis Bennett Coverley, and how Miss Lou would revere the folk form and teaching us how to appreciate, you know, the folklore and share her knowledge with us at Edna Manley and other places. I had the honor and privilege of working with her for a short time because she was one of those persons who traveled around Jamaica in her young days as a young girl, and she was teaching people how to appreciate and to understand and to learn more about their heritage and about the folklore. We had the privilege of working with people like Olive Lewin, Joe Roglas, a great Jamaican woman by the name of Janet Enright, who she made the guitars talk. The great Ernie Ranglin, who was one time ranked somewhere between 6th or 10th in the world as a guitar player. Involved in, because Ernie Ranglin will tell you, despite he's a jazz musician and he has worked in several places across the world, there's nothing to him like when he grabs his guitar to play a piece of folk music. It says the level of ease and skill that it encourages you to develop, and you're able to really have such a freestyle and to be able to do something. It's magical. And you know, they go to town, and him and another great Jamaican by the name of Babe O'Brien and one guy by the name of Joe Roglas who played the double bass. And when those people just stand and they start to play folk songs and folk music, it was incredible. It was just incredible. No symphony and no orchestra, wherever part of the world, is so outstanding and sound as good as when you have some good Jamaican banjo player, a drummer, a rumba boxman, and a man who play the bamboo fife or the bamboo sax, and when they come together and you see the music dropping off of the instrument as they play, and the level of commitment and feeling and euphoria that comes out of that, it's just unmatched. You can't describe it. You just have to experience it. But what can I tell you? We're gonna let me get to a quick break and come back, because I'm gonna have a special guest who's gonna speak to us in a minute. Soon come back. Stick and stay. No, thank you very much for holding. We had a little bit of a technical challenge, and we're trying to connect with our special guest for the afternoon, because I need the support of this particular guest to help me to unpack a little bit and to get a deeper understanding. We'll be speaking with Dr. Amina Blackwood Meeks, a cultural consultant, storyteller, and one of our regarded as one of our cultural icons. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to have her properly connected so that we can have a very quick discussion so that we can, get an understanding. Is it possible to hear? Dr. Meeks, are you able to hear me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear. Are you?
I can hardly hear Dr. Meeks. I'm engineer. And somebody with the kind of a knowledge. Yes. Are you hearing me now, Dr. Meeks? Can you respond?
You are you?
Yeah, almost heard you. Okay, we are going to be hearing each other in 10 seconds delay. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Dr. Meeks, the argument about Hilangoli Rido, which is going around, what's your take on how that national symbol is being used in the dancehall today. If you have heard what is taking place.
I want to start the beginning. And the beginning is that there is nothing wrong with my that fixing myself will not fix. So we can't pretend that this thing that we're calling disrespect started with this national symbol. If we want to call the song a national symbol, there are other symbols for which we have not shown any respect. We fly the national flag with any color in the middle, and we don't correct it. We disrespect the Jamaican language. And so we disrespect 98% of the people who speak the Jamaican language. And our disrespect for ourselves have been going on for some time and only getting worse and worse. We turn on our TV to watch of this land and leadership position, as well as it is a character trait. And our public servants meld all two together. Turn on our TV, cuss one another. We see them a call one another grudgeful and bad mind. I tell one another to shut your mouth and issuing what is tantamount to verbal threats. Our children are in. And then we see the duplicity in the way we relate to the culture. We say that we accept certain forms of dress in places. Right? We say we accept certain forms of dress in public places.
Yes.
Black people dress so we have a problem. When redskin dress so on carnival, we don't have a problem.
Double
What is the
standard.
standard to which we are holding ourselves? When is
So,
election, every seeking election behave anywhere so them can get the vote. And elections are over. They tell us we ought to behave in a way and we ought not say, and certain manners and speaking are honorable in the highest house in the land. People go
wow.
and make a choice. People are going to make a choice in the same way we have been making the choices that I have just outlined. It is whatever at the particular point in time. So we have to deal with that. The examples that we see in the public domain. But we also have to call upon ourselves to know better. Because in the particular instance, the people them with disrespect should know better. You see, when you call a name like McGregor,
Yes.
he's not just a musician, him raised Jamaica with certain values. Him raised Jamaica with certain aspirations. And therefore, we who are Freddie McGregor, his literal children, what is the opposite of literal? That word they may I try find. That word there should say to ourselves, say to ourselves, What is my responsibility to this father of the nation who has carried himself with such dignity, in whose footsteps and to make that legacy mine? So
Dr.
the whole
Mix,
country mix up in it.
you have touched on some very crucial and serious areas which we have all seemed to have taken for granted and also have been complicit directly or indirectly in abusing. Because, like you say, the highest house in the land, the level of behavior that display inside there leaves so much to be desired. How we treat the national flag, how we treat the language, the level of disrespect and almost, disgrace with which we function with it. So you are so correct when you come to that. So what happens now with Hill and Gully Rido? We should realize it is only a matter of time that this would have happened. Dr. Mix, hold for me 1 second. I'm going to go to a break and I'm coming right back to you. Sunko, please. Welcome back. We've been having a discussion with our cultural icon, our, what you call it? She's a cultural consultant, she's a storyteller, and one of the outstanding Jamaicans who help us to preserve our heritage, Dr. Amina Blackwood Meeks. Dr. Meeks, are you still there? Is Dr. Meeks still there? We have been having challenges with the internet and with the connectivity. But I will definitely have to rebroadcast elements of what Dr. Meeks was trying to share with us, because I think it's so important. It's such great importance. And these are things that we have to pay attention to, because if we have been desecrating so many other national symbols and aspects of the culture, then when the dancehall man start to do his share, it's just a matter of time, eh? But it is so sad. Dancehall artist Valiant has been trending following the release of track connected to the Hill and Gully rhythm, and the reactions online has been intense. We can find Valiant? Valiant. Yes. Watch this.
Kutanga Manuel Road. She willing for broke rock stone. But if I can you make that roll? I dance all make me feel up that only one man. She no need option. Position who she fling it up on. Sit down, she a cha back. She bang, she want her fuck. We are it rough, not tender touch. She want good fuck, that turn her and I bet you say you want wash. I bet you say you want murder. I make me deal with your body like a surgeon. I bet you say you want wash. I bet you say you want murder. I 2 round and me have to go to 3.
And not just Valiant. But there are other dancehall artists who have really joined in the fray to further use the rhythm in other derogatory ways. Somebody like Elephant Man, whom you'd have thought would know better.
Why she just miserable so? Yeah man, you gotta reach a party again.
Well, I'm a face, so I can't deal with this now. I can't deal with this.
Babes, you and your friend them go drive the Benz and run it in a wall. So you have to work.
I can't deal with this. I'm gonna take long for reach.
No,
Come
man.
face a sweat.
I too bingo kind of tired and.
Come on.
Ah, boy. Babes.
Yo.
Come bingo.
Come
bingo. Come.
I'm gonna take long for my reach too.
Come. No man, I too hungry man. Find it, G. That bad. How up she ready for it? How up she ready for it? Baby. How up she ready for it? Other wine the whole the man. What me do? Drop me shovel and fork. Bucket and straw at Pokemon walk. The man wife next door passing a shots and the car start to a when she pass. Hold him, girl, no let him go. Wind up your body pan him, do it fast and slow. Hold him, girl, no let him go. Move up your legs, them girl a feed me a soul. Girl, drop it pan him harder. Hold him, girl, can you do it a little faster? Hold him, girl, drop it pan the matter. Hold him, girl, can't escape the torture. Hold him, girl, so she give me a car.
Now, you see how they just misuse and abuse the symbols? They draw the Jankono, a fun group of masqueraders who's a part of the cultural fabric. Most of us grew up on as children, and it's part of how children enjoy part of the folklore and the history. And they draw the Jankono into it. Not just the Jankono, but then they're converting the Jankono lifestyle into something else. We find Dr. Meeks is here with me. Is she back?
Yes, Mr. Miller, can you hear me?
I hear you so much better, my dear. Bless your heart. Thank you so much for joining me.
Good.
Yes. I was saying earlier, Dr. Meeks, that you hit the nail on the head. Because we have spent so much time desecrating the other symbols that it's only a matter of time that it would reach to this and where it is now. So we ought not to just complain about Valiant or Elephant Man or whoever else is doing what. Because we had set the stage from a long time.
The truth is, I heard your comment about the John Canoe. And the truth is, we were not taught to respect that either.
No.
Every aspect of the culture that comes to us from Africa has been sidelined, made tangential, made into things of ridicule, made into things that we ought to be afraid of, ashamed of. Where have we been taught the meanings of these things and the fact that they ought to be revered? We haven't been taught it. The formal system doesn't really care about our African heritage. When we hear about Jankono or something to laugh about.
Okay, that's right.
When we hear
That's
about
right.
revivalism as something to laugh about, we go to the traditional folk competitions put on by that great institution called JCDC, and people bring from their schools kumina and revival items, where when them get into spirit, them say, so I kill a mosquito, and everybody laugh. And the teachers don't know that they have done something wrong, and the judges don't correct them. So we come back with it next year. But if I ever put on a Catholic mass on the stage,
Oh
and
Lord.
instead of saying mea culpa, me say me a cowboy, me a Mexican cowboy, you see everybody writing up about how we disrespect the Catholic religion as a performance art. We are not consistent.
No.
I also heard you say Elephant Man ought to know better. And I don't know why you must say that. Because where have we heard Elephant Man saying anything respectful of women?
True.
Seriously, where have we
True.
heard that?
Yes, indeed.
When we hear so many of our singers on stage and they want to say something good about women, sometimes the best they get is big up all the nice and clean and sexy woman.
Mm.
That's not a compliment.
No, no,
Them
no,
not big
no.
up with brain. Them not big up with money management skills.
No.
Them not big up with brain skills. Nice brown skin and how we sexy.
Yes, that's it.
And
True.
there are women who think that that is a compliment because that is their currency. Now,
And
when
therefore
Elephant
they
Man a
make it
draw
look like
the
it's okay.
all right, when Elephant Man now a draw donkey and there is a woman on it, she in a it too.
Mm.
She in a
Yes.
it. So we're
And you see
pretending
how
as
she
if some
dress.
are victims. All right, she in a it too. So what is her sense of what is good and clean and decent? The whole society, Tenny. The whole society. We done past the point where we need to draw breaks and say like Oku Onora said in his poem, Awa, this a society, yeah, I defend.
Mm-hmm.
What are we defending? Where are our standards? For ourselves, not just because tourists go and come here, but for
For
ourselves.
ourselves.
What is it that we hold dear? Some time ago, before COVID, it was. I gave my students where I teach um, an event to assess, and that event was going to be a big fair being held at Hope Gardens on Good Friday.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't care whether you're a Christian or not, or whether you believe in Good Friday or not. Here is the point I want to make. We all grow up with days that are sacred.
Mm-hmm.
Withdraw and go into self and
Right.
do a little bit of self reflection. And you put on a big show on Good Friday
Mm-hmm.
and advertise it to the public. And you are giving a special prize for the first of 100 children.
All right.
And that raises the question, is anything sacred anymore? What do we mean by sacred?
Yes.
Time away. And now we're
Mm-hmm.
saying how the society is stressed. And as teachers, we know that the same part of the brain that handles stress handle problem solving, and it cannot do both at the same time.
Mm.
And here we are under stress, and we have given up the fact that we need a day or two or a few days a year when we can retreat and recreate.
Yes.
And we are sell rum and all kinds of dreams on Emancipation Weekend.
Oh yes, oh yes.
And
Like
people
it's
are
normal.
suggesting that Emancipation Day is a waste of time. Are you
Oh
seeing
God.
the mountains upon mountains of disrespect that we have been accumulating around ourselves over the years?
Mm-hmm.
It not
It
start,
is
it never
sad.
start with this little song Wangoli.
Mm-mm.
Maybe we done in a Wangoli with it now.
That's what's
And it is
happened.
time for
We
us
in
to
our
pull
uncle with it
ourselves out
now,
of
which
it.
is so sad.
Everybody, from the top to the bottom. Everybody.
It is bad. We are now governed by an order which is it's like an institutionalized disorder, which is sad.
You know, my mother used to tell us that there is no holy place in hell. 5 hours. And when she come home and she finds something wrong, and she say, how this go? If you ever say it's not me, everybody get it.
Yes, everybody get it.
And she's going to tell you that there is no holy place in hell. That means to say all of us have to take collective responsibility.
For surety.
Collective responsibility. Collective
Yes.
responsibility. We have to
It
stop
is
saying
our
my family
responsibility.
is in
And if
order. My house is in order. My church is in order. My school is in order. My constituency is in order. The whole of it in a disorder. We're out of order.
yes.
And we need to have the courage to face ourselves in the to say, you know, say, me never have the word there. I wonder if I can take it off.
But where do we start, Dr. Mix? Can
This
we can
program is a good
it
start.
can be fixed? And where do we start?
Of course, if it cannot be fixed, lock off the radio right now and stop having this discussion. How we are waste time.
True.
You know, sister, we are
It
waste
can be
time if it
fixed.
can't be fixed. It has to be fixed.
Yes.
It has to be fixed for the little ones who are coming behind us. And we are taught that the first action taught, and the second action is taught. Clearly, many of us passed the first one, and now we have entered the second action because we're talking about. So we need to broaden these conversations and not of it. Because here is another thing we buck up into now, you know, that people are going to call you all kind of things when you want to open discussion. They're going to call you grudgeful and bad, give no fun, right? And you don't drive no car, and you even be one who live down in a gully, and going to give you a color, your green or orange or blue, and we need to tackle the context within which we have this discussion.
Oh yes. We have to. Dr. Mix, I am so privileged to share with you today. And I hope some of my listeners got some of the benefit of what you were saying. And we're certainly going to have to make sure that we do some kind of repeat of what you say so that it can sink in. As my granny always say, make sure they can sink in. But we're going to
Would
be
I like
having
to hear what
another
me did say
forum.
too?
Huh? Say that
I would
again?
love to hear what I as well. Because sometimes we
Yes.
need to hear what we say so we can reflect on it.
Yes. No, we're going to have to have another follow through on this so that we can widen the discussion and so deepen the involvement of other persons. And it's something that we have to start. We have to start it now so that we can start to do some reflections individually and collectively so that we can fix the thing. We have to.
Yeah, we have to fix it.
Yeah. Dr. Meeks,
This is how
so
we
privileged.
start the
Thank you so much.
2026 hurricane season.
Say that again?
But this is this is the first for this season. Button down and fix up.
Yes, we have to back down and fix up the thing. Dr. Mix, I missed some of you say a while ago, but I know I'll be able to capture it and we have to repeat it. Doctor, bless your heart. I am so blessed and privileged to share with you today. Thank you so much. Walk good, and may a good up walk with you. Dr. Amina Blackwood Mix. We have to put all that she says in a package so that we can make sure that we share it. And not only that, but we have to find another opportunity to expand the discussion in a much broader way and get more of these so-called civil society people to begin to come to the table and talk about them something here and make them look on some of the things where them are turn them pan and realize that as fingers of the same hand, as the man say, we are all responsible and we have to fix it, because if we not fix these basic things which are part of the foundation of who we are, then we go, if, as the man used to say, if at a propos. Because what is happening now at this level with what is going on with the violence, if at a propos. So the sooner we understand that and begin to get much more conscious about these things and do something about it, the better it is. Dr. Mix, again, thank you so much. But we have to revisit the conversation again sometime. Engineer, we go to a break. When we come back, the discussion continues. Soon come. I am here reflecting on my discussion with the Honorable Dr. Meeks. And I realize that all these things are happening not necessarily by accident, but at a time when the society really is at a crossroads, politically, socially, economically, and all the other kind of alley them you want to think about. You're leaving the airport and you're coming into the city. And what you see in front of you on a billboard is a woman 2 foot them up in the air and a buckle in the middle of her. 2 foot them hopping out. This rude boy signage that take place out at near Harborview in Kingston. I hear they pull down the sign, and there was another one somewhere in Kingston about the place. And apparently they seem to have taken it down. And you're trying to understand what people was thinking when them decided to say yes, is a good ad to put up. Because right where the sign put up is where the school children them stop to collect them bus to come at school in a Kingston. Right at the bus stop right there. So then turn up at the bus stop out of Harborview there so and they can see. They see the sign and they're waiting on the bus. So the boy go to school and look at the girl and say, me a rude boy, or me come me do like what the rude boy do, or me come we do a rude boy pose. I don't know. It jars the sensibilities. It jars the sensibilities. So, when the people in Parliament behave like school children playing with them first chemistry set, or them a fling pen and pencil after one another one man, I say, go away, come out, galang, you know for in here. And those are elected leaders, you know. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you see? What do you think is happening to the society? How can advertisers, well-thinking people, decide that they're communicating with the population and that's the only way you can communicate to the population and to the people around you and to your neighbors is through using sex in the most explicit and vulgar way? And said, that is life and that is what we must be doing now? That means that the boy at school will go on, tell the girlfriend lay down on the desk in the class in front of them, friend them, and say, come make we show them how you do this thing. Make we go, make me and you hill and goalie ride up on the desk. Because you know, you're valiant, say you must do me this and you must do me that. Or Elephant Man say we do this or whoever other man. What the other one name? Massacre. Because what those artists don't realize, you know, is that when they say these things and they do them, the young people who support them and buy their music or follow them, I copy them. They are setting the example. But I realize that some of these same artists, they were grown by parents who were never parented. No, look on the thing with Element. Apart from them, I destroyed the Jankono. The national, look how them dress the women and what them are doing with the women and how the women they must bend down and position and pose. And they mix up the national costume or the bandana in the whole process. So the bandana is not something that is supposed to be special and to be worn in a particular time and to show some amount of respect for your heritage and your country. But you must wear if it go skin out and go on. And the artists feel as say it is fine for him to do that, and they're using the colors when I'm selling sex, but it's not him selling sex. They might sure say the only thing that you can do is to have sex and carry yourself in the most lewd and vulgar way. And that's how the other girls at school feel that they must behave for the guys at school. So there's no decency anymore. There's no much dignity. Because everything upon the counter. And you can go just go feel up and check and test and do what you want to do. The Rude Boy video. Let's just look on this Rude Boy thing. Just look at it.
This parish council now, eh? This is a big sign here.
That's the sign.
Yes, you don't pay on the money and everything, but come on, man. Picnic traverse. On the damn street here. And you know, put up some sensible billboard, something positive. You see me say when people are passing, you can motivate them there. We don't want no more motivating of nookie than the nookie that we done a deal with the night time. You see me? Come on, man, you know better, man. Come on, parish council.
Jamaicans have been heavily debating a controversial billboard that was recently removed from Rockfort to St. Andrew after sparking outrage across social media. Videos of the sign quickly began circulating online, with many citizens calling the advertisement lewd, offensive, and inappropriate for a public space where families and children pass every day. The billboard reportedly featured revealing imagery that many believed crossed the line between bold marketing and public indecency. As the backlash grew, the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, better known as the KSAMC, stepped in. In a video statement, CEO Robert Hill revealed that the corporation was alerted about the billboard on Thursday. After reviewing the sign, officials issued a 24-hour notice demanding its removal, and by the very next day, it was taken down. Now the situation has sparked an even bigger discussion online, with many Jamaicans questioning where the line should be drawn when it comes to advertisements displayed in public spaces. While the KS
is not advertising online, it's not that advertising should be, that is going to be like that you're going to put out for public display. And equally too, those advertising video production units which are into the center of, say, Montego Bay, with the videos being generated and being played, you have to check the content of what is going to be shown and that before you put it out there. Because the schoolers, them walk up and down this every day and they stand up out there and they stand up and watch what's on their screen. We have to put a greater sense of order into this disorder. And it's only getting worse. Because when somebody can, in their own mind, consider to put up a billboard like that, at Rockfort, you know, when you're coming from wherever you're coming from and driving through, you have to see it because they want it to be seen. And to sell a drink, they'll desecrate the mother just to sell a beer or a soda or a rum. They would expose their mother and their sisters in the most disgraceful and demeaning way just to sell one buckle or one glass of drinks. What mean and kind of person is that who does that? I am not blaming the KSAMC. What I'm saying now that they realize that now they need to begin to vet things before it is allowed to go in the public space. But those advertisers, both as an agency as well as those people who come up with the concept of an advertising, you have no respect for the people that you're marketing to. You have no respect for the woman or man that you sleep with at night time. When you put on something like that, with a bottle, and you're sending such multiple messages with a bottle right there, so in between the woman's legs on the billboard. It's not only the bottle and its content you're trying to sell, but those people who will take it to another level will say, what do I do with the bottle? Then there's the level of filth that some people display and carry on and utilize just in order to make a dollar. The societies that decadent, are we that bankrupt? The societies that sick and bankrupt, that we have to have it have to reach that level? Right in front of the sign is a bus park, the bus stop, where young children from 4 to 14 have to stand up to get transportation to go to school. The grandmother and the mothers have to go there and take bus to go to church. And the advertiser or advertisers decides that they must expose them wife and them girlfriend and them mother and them sister in that very vulgar, dirty way on a advertising board. We're so lack of creativity. We're that desperate and decadent. And when will it stop? I hope that we can hear some outcry from some of the religious leaders. And I don't mean the religious leaders, them who when them go up on the pulpit, them talk about all them says leg, breast, and thigh. We want to hear from some of the serious religious leaders. Because right now, it ain't bad. Just like how it ain't bad when they desecrate the national symbol like Ilangoli Rido. Just like how it ain't bad when the members of parliament, in a parliament, I said the most derogatory and disgraceful things to each other. When you call on the armor bearer in parliament, out to take out another member, out. There are several different things that are wrong. We'll continue with this when we come back. This is Tenny Miller Live. Soon come.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. 5263. The National Land Agency, one goal to serve you better. Are you confident that you are the legal owner of your property? Take action to secure your property ownership. Get a registered certificate of title and become the legal owner of your property. To register your property and obtain a certificate of title, you will need to provide a tax registration number (TRN), a valid government issued identification, a survey diagram, documentation to prove ownership, up-to-date property tax certificate, the names, addresses, and occupations of 2 neighbors over the age of 50 who are not family members and can give a declaration on your behalf. Proof that you have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of the property for 12 years or more. For further information on registering your property and obtaining a certificate of title, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us at WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency, one goal to serve you better.
This is Tenny Miller live coming to you from the studios of Flex TV here in Montego Bay. And of course, we are really a Florida-based television station, but we're trying to set up things a yard so that we can more inform abroad. But then things at home is not necessarily all that we want it to be, but our yard. And I'm hoping that as family, we can agree to disagree agreeably. We can express how we feel about things, and we can disagree, or we can agree and move on. Because we have said some things for the last hour and a half. We look at some things which are really, really shameful. Shameful. But things that we can do much better on. And we need to not get angry and get hostile, but it's to be reflective, to take a look on ourselves, looking at our own self, as them say, and say, hey, maybe we could do something a little bit better, a little different, make some things a little cleaner and more sanitized, more respectful, give so much more dignity to the women them in our company and around us. Don't make them feel like some of them have to walk and hold on their head because they feel ashamed of themselves by virtue of how the other women them make them feel. You know, yes, your time is now, my time was then, but decency should prevail. Those are common things that must permeate the society and must always be there. And talking about which, that also have with at least another cultural connectivity to it, is the food we eat and the price we pay for the food we eat. Recently, I went into a shop to go purchase a patty. No, it may sound small to some people overseas, but Here at home, a patty is more than just a snack. It is part of everyday Jamaican life. Patty. For students, workers, taxi operators, and in some families trying to stretch out every dollar that they have, patties have long been one of the few affordable quick meals available across the island. But now, many Jamaicans are shocked at how expensive even a simple patty has become. And some of them have even become a slim patty with limited meat. I was checking out the thing the other day. Students who go to school who only get $500 or $600 are now in a quandary as to what to do with the $500 or $600, because when you buy a patty for $350 or $330 now, you can't buy one drinks unless you got to buy one bottle of water, and you might have to not buy the water at the supermarket, but you might have to go down at the Chinese shop or one wholesale, go buy it so you can get the water for $60 or $70. Because in some places, depending on where, the water might cost you between $100 to $150. So you understand what is happening now. Jamaicans are shocked as to how expensive as a simple patty has become. Back in 1990s, a patty could cost under $20. By the early 2000s, the price climbed to around $40 and to $60. Then moving around to 2010, in that time, patty started to sprint up to the $100 mark. And before you know it, by 2015, many people were paying close to $200 for a patty. Because the patty step up its strides and maybe was moving faster than Usain Bolt. Now, fast forward to now. Some patties are now selling for over $300. $320, $330, $350. Beef patties are roughly in that price range, $320 to $330 to $350. Now, if you're ambitious to say you want to have a cheese patty, it abongs $400. It abongs $400. Now, what it means is that parents going to have to now start to increase what they give their children to go to school. Because the taximan or the busman or the other transport operators are asking now for a subsidy on the fare or extras on the fare. So if they are accustomed to paying $150, they now have to pay $180 or $200 for transportation. And they have to now buy a patty now for $350 and a bottle of water or something, because they can't have that in cran water, a flavored water. They might have just a source of barefoot water. The ambition of an orange juice is going to be so far away. Or a box drink. Because that of itself, although it's another flavored water, but it, fetch a price because it's in the box. So what can I tell you? So if you have a cheese patty, is a luxury item. People see it as a symbol of the wider economic pressure affecting everyday life in Jamaica. But because when one of the country's most common and affordable meals starts feeling expensive, many believe that it reflects a deeper problem with inflation, wages, and the overall cost of survival. Because wages are not going up. Because the boss man is not able to increase your wage if his cost has gone up, especially since COVID, and not worse since Melissa. There's more to be paid for transportation to move this stuff to the supermarket, and the various things now are cost more. I walk down the market and yam is $500 a pound. Hello? $500 and $600 a pound for yam. And it's not a prescripted item. But what it is now bothering is that you have to get a prescription to buy yam. You ask about some okra and the price gone up. Dasheen, $350. You know? So you might be reduce it of having either beef with sweet potato, because you can't even buy bami. You can't buy bread. The price of the smallest price of bread is like about what? $350 to $400 for the cheapest bread inside the supermarket. And I understand that bread sales are going down because people are not able to meet the price of bread. And we're not talking because there's no such thing as whole wheat bread, although some of it might mark whole wheat bread. It's brown bread. You go buy one brown bread and the price of brown bread, you're just paying for the name brown. It's a serious thing. Is it inflation? What is it? Now, I'm going to have to ask somebody to talk to us about inflation next week, so we can put some of these things in perspective. And somebody from the marketing department or the agricultural sector to tell us about what are real prices to pay for goods at the market and what are not real prices. And some of the higglers have to buy the things again so expensive that they're coming back and they pass it on because they have to make a 40 to 100% markup on whatever the things that they purchase. And like one lady said, she would not buy yam to come back and sell because she's going to end up with the whole light inside her house and she don't know what to do with it because nobody now buy it. It is sad. Patty, basic patty. So how you're going to feed your children now? When you have to give them, you have to just start to give them, you have to give them $200 one way transportation or $250, and another $250 come back one way, so that's $500. And you have to now give them another $600 or $700 to buy a patty or two patty, and somebody put it, make them really learn, or them a play a school, one patty now no use to them. They must get at least 2 or 3 patty. And if you even give them 2 patty and a soda, it's $700-$800. So it is now $1,500 for a child to go to school in the days. 2 patty and a cran water or a flavored water. And you can buy patty with cocoa bread in it because the cocoa bread is $150 or $200. So you can buy 2 patty and 2 cocoa bread. Because that's the money not there, because it means $500 for 1 patty and a cocoa bread. And another $500 for another patty and a cocoa bread. $150 plus the thing. Plus you have to buy the soda or the cran water, which is another $100 or something. So you know what that means. $600-$700 for 1 patty, cocoa bread and thing, and water. And another $250 for 1 transport one way, or a $200 going $25, that's $400. So at least between $1,000 to $1,500 a day for a child now. You calculated that 5 days. 5 times $1,500 is how much? Me can't count. Who can tell me? That's 5. That was, you tell me. 5 times $1,500. That's $7,500. Now, if a parent is getting $15,000 a week salary, $15,000 a week salary, and you have 2 children to go to school, and you have to give them patty and cocoa bread and 1 bottle of water every day, you realize that you don't have the money for dinner on the weekend. You don't have the money for go to work, for the transportation, have to buy lunch yourself. And God help you if them need uniform or shoes. If them need uniform or shoes, I done it done. And how many parents or children or parents or adults getting more than $15,000 a week? How many parents carrying more than $15,000 a week? You tell me. And if they have 2 or 3 children, you know what that means. And on the days when children are going to sit satisfied with some of the leftover food from last night, we had to put in them thing, and them can go to school and them go sit down under the tree, and 4 and 5 of them sit down under the tree and say, what you have there? You say, all right, me give you one of my dumpling, and you give me a piece of your bread, and we share a piece of your sandwich. Very few children, if them not have special lunch pan with specialty. You can get children maybe 4 to 6 years old lunch pan to go to school. The rest of them don't want that. They want to purchase lunch at school because they want to feel like everybody else picnic. So they don't get lunch money. Or unless the school has a program where they provide lunch for everybody. And then some of them might still not want to eat the school lunch, but that's another thing. So we have some realities that are creeping up on us, you know. Some serious realities are creeping up on us. And is the government going to find a way to subsidize this program at school to say, all right, let me provide one good meal for the child at school because that child might not have a good meal at home. And if he has one good meal on a Sunday and maybe another day in the week, him not going to have no more because the money not there if he stretch you give him the $15,000 in parents again. And him alone I get $7,500 out of it. If you go to school, and you know talk about when he come in, if you go eat dinner, or you have to get breakfast. Hello? It's a very, very serious thing, you know. So when some of our political representatives are talking to people, I don't know if they know the reality of some of the constituents that they're supposed to be representing. And when those people who are entrusted with people's money and the public purse, and them have access to it, and them remember the people them who give them the political power, or whose shoulder them climb on to get into office to do whatever it is, and them go inside there and them thief it out and them yam it out, or them gangster it out with them and them friend them, and the people them out there stay naked and hungry and unwashed. And after that time, they come around again and they say, oh, how you doing? How's your baby? How you do? Because they want to vote. I don't know. We are in a serious time. And we're in a serious society. We have to make some decisions. And if the government is serious and want to work with the population and say, listen, let us work on this thing together, some things can change, you know, some things can happen. But we have to do some whole of fixing across this society. We have to do some serious fixing. We have to reposition the culture. Because the culture is part of the foundation on which each child and each citizen is going to be able to ferment and grow properly and to begin to understand him or herself. So therefore they realize that I am part of this thing called not just life, but this country. And we have to come together so we can work together to make it happen, make it better. We have to fix the culture, the deprivation and the prostitution of the culture. Because the culture is being badly prostituted. We have to look at how we stop prostitute our children. Some of it is circumstantial, some of it is whatever you call it, but whatever way it is bad, it is wrong. And it's not supposed to happen. And some of them, these people have no choice, almost. Me see a little girl, she can't be younger than 7, maybe 8. She came up to the car at the gas station and she sell June plum to her mother. Now, in Jamaica, the society is as such that the little picnic have to help to run the stall because the mother have to go up, so go buy the other rest of things and come sell. Or she have to watch the stall where the mother go wash 2 pieces of clothes to somebody, or whatever the circumstances are. But these half-baked makeshift things happen. But this little 7-year-old girl picnic, one pretty little picnic. But you must see the style where she come at the car with a sell the June plum. You must see how she palaver and go on and sell the June plum, because she is learning from whether her mother, her sister, her brother, her auntie, or from TV or whoever, that she have to have like a style and panache for sell tool ko June plum. Now some of the little dirty man them, see that innocent picnic come there now, and before you put her in her place and help her to understand herself as a baby, you might go and temper with her money and do a sort of things to her. But the law not there yet for lynch them in the square, because that's another story. There's no law that you can do that. But I'm only saying that the society is sick. The society is sick. And there are several causating factors. And the nation needs to find a way. And those people who consider themselves guardians of our spiritual and religious well-being, what are they doing to help to fix some of this? That's another challenge, you know. Because we have more churches per square mile than any other country in the world. And some of our people are such reprobates, murderers and gangsters and criminals. And we have more churches per square mile. And everybody, the slightest thing, God have mercy, Jesus Christ. And that's how we got along with it, you know. But how do we fix that? We have to come together. We have to find a way to have discussion. We have to talk about it. And let out some of the steam. And not only just blame and pass blame and cross blame, but look at what is wrong and agree, say, okay, fine, let us try and fix this. And if each of us get up and each day and just try to fix a little piece, make a little change, like a bit. Say a little girl or a little boy up on the road and just help them to understand themselves a little bit. Because you know, if you're not careful, then we tell you about your mom and I'll reel out a whole cloth, tell you that the Oregon Harbor textile mills, they were manufacturing cloth there. But we have to find a way to, you know, try and fix it. And if each of us, because the man said, let there be peace on earth, but let it first begin with me. We have to the me, not just to point the finger and say, Lord, them people, they are this, I want that. No, the me. After talk to I speed, come here, baby girl. What you selling, Jupiter? I tell you, but you mustn't wear your clothes like that, or you mustn't behave like that here, because there are some other men who will be able to take disadvantage of you or something. And if you're buying one Jupiter or something, and take to her nice and thing, and then make you go away. You know what I mean? Just try. It might mean something to her, she might think, and if you do it and somebody else do it, it perhaps will make a difference. If each of us try in our little way to say, let me start here, so. Exercise some discretion. Although some on the conscience broke on no discretion. Some on the junk and them out in the conscience on the discretion and none. On the just galang so. But we have to try. We have to allow decency to prevail. Sanity to prevail. Let us. And it's not about going to church and chop up a down and your Bible leaf and talk about hallelujah, Jesus Christ, and this and that. Because all of that, a whole part of hypocrisy. I just show off and braggadocious business, I mean nothing. Just know how to talk to your neighbor. Just know to have some respect for your neighbor. When you don't see your neighbor for a day or two, him or she come out of the house. Hey, one partner, where I deal with, what go on there, what you do? Boy, me there at you know. And if you hear them go down on the boy or something too hard, you know, so where things not right there. So if you have something, give them one banana, no. So guess what, you know, boy, me have some banana, you know, but one, Whole a banana, no man. Whole two orange, no. Well, boy, I cook a stew peas and I have to make you taste it. Because you know, say nothing going over here, you know. At days, you know, say the pot no put on fire over there, so. You know, see no smoke, where then can't buy the gas, so no gas no come, so no cook. So if you go to a shop and you say, and God help you that you can buy one loaf of bread and buy one bun and carry over there, no? Because maybe they have like a picnic over there if you can't free to. But you see how you can help to make a difference. And if we can try those little drops of kindness, little ounces of decency and concern and sympathy and care, you know, just like a care. Sometimes the neighbor just wants somebody to just listen to them. You don't have to say nothing, you know. Because you might not have the answer. But listen to him or you know. Find a way to engage him or so that them can talk to you. And you'll be surprised to know after that conversation how we give them a new perspective on things. You know. Some things get resolved in a discussion process because them begin to see things in a way that they never see it before. But what can I tell you? We have to try. We are all citizens of this country. We are all neighbors. We are all supposed to be a part of this thing that they call life. And whether you're a politician, or you're a pastor, or you're a teacher, or you're a preacher, or you're just ordinary citizen, let us stop fighting. Let us stop backbiting. Let us start to find a way to help one another to be better than they are the day before, or better than today than they were yesterday. And if you can't do nothing good, shut up and go to one corner, but not go say nothing bad and point the finger. The program is Tenny Miller Live, and I'm privileged and grateful to be here with you this afternoon to share with you. I hope somebody, even one person, learn a little bit and take away a little bit from this discussion. Then, little drops of water, little grains of sand, make a mighty ocean, even in this land. You sleep the sleep of the just, free from all your cares and sorrows. And as your night turns to day, as indeed it must, I hope you'll wake to a brighter tomorrow. You stay steady, walk good.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one goal, to serve you better. Are you confident that you are the legal owner of your property? Take action to secure your property ownership. Get a registered certificate of title and become the legal owner of your property. To register your property and obtain a certificate of title, you will need to provide a tax registration number (TRN), a valid government-issued identification, a survey diagram, documentation to prove ownership, up-to-date property tax certificate, the names, addresses, and occupations of 2 neighbors over the age of 50 who are not family members and can give a declaration on your behalf. Proof that you have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of the property for 12 years or more. For further information on registering your property and obtaining a certificate of title, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us at WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency.